Good evening. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Today is February 3rd. We are going to be discussing misreading text tone. But before we get into that, let's talk about our Black History Month highlight for today, Diahann Carroll. If y'all don't know who Diahann Carroll is, y'all need to look her up. She was an icon. Diahann Carroll was the first African-American woman to headline her own non-stereotypical TV show. That's doing something. Like, she was breaking barriers. I would encourage y'all to do some research on Diahann Carroll, watch some of her movies and TV shows, and let's get into today's video. So first, y'all, there's so many times that we text people and people text us and we really don't know what they mean when they're texting. Like, they text something and we're like, that was rude. Why would they send that? Why would they say that? And it's all because we don't know what they mean when they're texting. What are some steps on how to not misread the text, or how not to get immediately upset when we read someone's text? Because at the end of the day, it's a text message. So there's potential for miscommunication all the way around the board. First, we're going to assume that this person did not mean any harm, that they weren't upset, they weren't trying to make us upset, they weren't trying to be rude. Then we're going to ask for clarification. If we want to know what they mean, we can say, hey, I think I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. Could you please clarify? And then to avoid this is send voice memos, send voice recordings. Get on your phone and send a voice recording, because if I can hear what you're saying and how you're saying it, then I can't misinterpret what you're saying and what you mean, especially if it is a complex or sensitive topic. We don't want to have hard conversations over text messages. We don't. All serious conversations need to be had in person or on a phone call. I would definitely prefer in person than on a phone call, but if y'all can't be in the same room, a phone call is better. Do not have a serious, deep conversation over text message. On your end, you're going to make sure you proofread before you send the message. Yes. Read it once, read it twice, read it 3 times, and then send the message, because maybe you mistyped a word, maybe you said something, and maybe it sounded a little rude, and you just didn't realize that what you were typing sounded rude. So now, I'm not telling you to obsess over the message. I am not one who believes in sending LOL at the end of a message or putting a smiley face or a laughing emoji to lighten the mood. I don't like that, because I feel like if you do have something to say it with your full chest, say how you feel. There's no need to kind of lighten it. This is why I say that the conversation is something that needs to be had in person, do voice memos, or on a call. Just because it seems very fake. If you're not a person that just sends emojis when you text, it comes off as fake and as avoidant when you're adding LOL at the end of something that's not funny at all. Like, it wasn't a joke, but you just don't want them to think you're mad at them. But if you're mad at them, say that. Another thing, wait before you respond. I've said this a million times in the last couple of days. Wait, pause. Have you noticed that a lot of communication is waiting and being quiet and listening and waiting, more waiting to respond? It's not all about talking and responding so quickly. That is how misinterpretation happens, and that's how arguments start. So we're not going to send the text immediately. What I've done, something that my mom has taught me to, if I'm sending an email, a message, anything, I feel a certain way about something, I feel upset or sad or whatever, I'm not going to send that message immediately. I'm going to write out exactly how I feel, type it out on my notes, read over it, maybe rant a little, step away for an hour or 2, maybe even a full day, come back to it, and then respond. Now, if you're stepping away for an extended period of time, now I have been guilty of stepping away and not sending a message to say, hey, I can't deal with this right now. But if you're stepping away for an extended period of time, send a message. Give me a moment to process this, and then I will respond. Some more tips, please. If you know this person is pouring their heart out to you, do not respond with a one letter or one word response. If someone's asking you a question, please answer the question. K, good, not responses, not great responses. Actually, pet peeves of mine when I ask, oh, how are you doing? What's going on? If I'm asking you how you're doing, I want to know. I want to know, oh, I'm doing great. You know, this is happening. I'm not doing so good. You know, this is happening and blah, 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 blah. Extend the conversation. If you don't want to talk to me, just say that. But to have a conversation and make me feel like I'm communicating with myself is a big issue. There are better ways to respond to things. So please do. It gives, I don't really care about this conversation. I don't want to talk to you. I don't like you like that. And I wish you would stop talking to me. You didn't say that, but you kind of said that without saying that. Also, whenever you're reading a text, please take into consideration the relationship you have with the person that you're sending the text to in the context of the conversation. What type of relationship do you have? Now, if y'all don't have a jokey, buddy, best friend relationship and you're sending some very weird messages, like, consider what you're sending to people if y'all do not have that type of relationship. Maybe you joke this way with certain people, but you don't know this person enough or well enough, and they don't know you well enough to take how you're joking the way that you intended to be taken. So please consider that. And please consider, like I said, the context. What's happening? What has been happening? Are you going through something? Are you somewhere? Are you in the middle of a meeting? Are you at work? Are you sending this short message because you're in the middle of doing something? Before you move on in the conversation, make sure y'all both understand what's going on. Don't move forward without clarifying that y'all are on the same page, because if you don't, now more miscommunication is going to happen, and then someone's going to get upset again. It's going to be a whole thing. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow for more tips. Bye.